And happy Wednesday. You're watching the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Shelley Whitehead. I want to thank you so much for joining us today. We love it when you watch and interact with us, and we want to remind you that if you can't catch us here on Charter Channel 8, 6 days a week, you can always find us on YouTube or Blip TV. And if you like us on Facebook, you have a great opportunity to win 2 tickets to the Steele County Blades home game. It's a lot of fun. It's a great winter activity to take your kids to because you're dressed for the cold anyway. Might as well bring it inside. And it's just a lot of fun. So please like us on Facebook. If you have already liked us on Facebook or don't have Facebook, you can always send us an email at owatonnatoday@charter.net. Let us know you'd like to be in the running for that pair of tickets. Also, at that same email, you can send us ideas. If you have an idea of what you'd like to see on the show, maybe you have an upcoming event that you'd like us to cover, let us know. You can also give Leanne a call at 390-5751. We're going to be right back. We've got Leanne Alt from the Leanne Alt is our producer. We do have her. She's here all the time, though, so it's not really that big of a deal. I know she's out back there going, whoopee, you got me. Yay. No, we do have Mary Kay Phelps with us, and we're also going to be having a pre-recorded interview with Judge Casey Christian, who's an amazing asset to the community. So make sure you stick with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Hi, I'm Laura Ressler from the Steele County Historical Society, where we honor the past and look forward to the future. We're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. You should come sometime and just have fun with us because we have a good time here in the studio. Hi, Mary Kay. How are you?
Hi, Shelley.
Celtis.
Oh, very good.
I know. I've been practicing since she told me I said it wrong. How are you?
Great.
Good. I want to thank you for coming in today. It's a pleasure having you.
Oh, it's my pleasure too.
And you're having a good holiday season so far?
Oh, it's great.
Good.
We have in December we bring all the first graders in town into the library, get them library cards if they don't already have them. Everybody checks something out. They get to hear a story, and of course they get a little silver bell when they leave. So it's
beautiful.
A lot of fun.
Good, good. Well, yeah. we want to start off first of all. We did this on Monday too, talking a little bit about what happened at Sandy Hook. And we want to talk about this not to keep beating this story, but because you want to talk a little bit about public safety. Mm-hmm. And so go ahead and...
Yeah. I did have a call yesterday, one of my teacher friends who knew I would be on TV, and she asked me if I would talk about safety in public places. Of course, the president was on TV on Sunday night, and he said to all of us, this job of keeping our children safe and teaching them well is something we can only do together. And we want moms and dads to know that their kids are safe at the library, their kids are safe at school, and staff that's our major concern, is keeping our kids safe. On our library's Facebook site, I did post a document from, you remember Mr. Rogers, of course.
Yeah.
Still much loved by moms and dads and by kids when they get to see him.
Yeah.
But he has a document posted on how to talk to kids when there's tragedy in the news. Mm-hmm. So if you go to www.fredrogers.org. There's a parent site, and you can find all kinds of topics, but that's one that's really important right now.
Yeah, because you cannot watch the news and not hear something about what happened.
That's exactly right, and certainly our kids know about it and worry about it, even though they may not show it.
Well, and I think we just needed to... I'm always an advocate for communication. Talk about it. Don't ignore it. Talk about it. And that's the one way that you can help your children have a healthy understanding, because they're going to, in their lives, they're going to continue to have tragedy. So that's how to start now, how to deal with it, and how to understand it. I think it's a good
And that page will give parents some really good tips on how to do that.
How's the library doing this year?
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to receive some grants from some of our local friends and from some of those in our state. So one of the first ones we got was through Minnesota Children's Museum, and that's so we can build a smart play spot in our children's services area. And that's a section that will work with early literacy. So lots of words, lots of activities, lots of things for parents to do with their kids, parents, grandparents, whoever comes in with the kids. So we're really looking forward to that.
Good. That sounds like a fun, interactive, something like they might, a video game-esque, but the screen involvement, or?
No, this is all hands-on and dealing with the senses, okay? This is real world, so touch, sight. I'm not sure about smell. That one's probably best left out.
Children bring their own smells, Mary Kay.
Yes, they do.
You don't need to add any smells. They bring their own.
But this is how children learn, through their senses, especially in those early
I
years.
love that.
So that's really something we're going to focus on. Our library staff has called together some focus groups of people in the community. So they helped us work out what we wanted in that space. And of course, it'll be built by the Children's Museum.
Okay. But they didn't bring in their own ideas. You were providing them what your community needs. Yeah. Owatonna community needs these things. Good.
Yes, and what do you think about early childhood and literacy? Awesome. So it was fascinating to hear what our community wants.
Oh, good. And I think, again, communication, I'm all for that. And yet you had a couple other grants given to you.
We did. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota Foundation. We have a grant for a program we're calling Healthy Info at Your Library. Okay. And that will allow, the idea was that everyone needs the same access to information. And of course, we have so many people who use the library. We figure that just in our city, 78% of people have library cards. I know, it's great. So it's a great place, and people already come there. So we want to increase access to technology. We want to increase print resources so people have the information they need about health. Good. We'll also be offering some monthly workshops, and the first one is in January
17th?
Oh, very good.
Look at me.
January 17th.
I'm so smart. I can read.
And it'll be on beating the winter blues. So we figured that's always a good topic in January after the light and fun and joy of Christmas.
I think sometimes people feel they just have to deal with it, but I think there's ways that you can help yourself through those moments. And you talk about things like eating right, living better, time to quit.
Yes. Every month we'll be having a workshop, and we'll be offering something similar in Spanish language. So
smart. And again, those are going to be January 22nd, 26th, and February 26th and March 26th.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I can read. I'm really...
So that's great. We've already started ordering books and other materials so we can get started on it.
Well, I want to thank the library for meeting people's needs where they are. I think sometimes people can think, oh, I know what's best for me, but reaching out and finding out what the community needs makes it a better, more efficient library.
Yeah, I was surprised when I looked into some of the background information. Of course, you remember the news story about Steele County being #1 in health. When I looked a little more closely, I saw that we were rated number 40 plus for the social and environmental factors that relate to health. So things about our community's educational level, spaces for recreation, meeting spaces, that kind of thing all have an effect on health.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think about it, but it gives them educational purposes to know how to better their health.
Absolutely.
When you have those kind of spaces. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to talk, there's another grant that still was given to the library.
Oh, Bremer Bank Foundation. We were thrilled. It's a grant for $250,000, and the idea in getting this grant was so we could increase people's access, again, to technology, to meeting spaces, to let them increase social connections and meet with other people, and really have a community meeting spot. Of course, the library is already used this way. So this grant will allow us to purchase more technology. It will let us fix our gaming room. That's our meeting room on the 3rd floor with additional technology. And we'll be able to fix up the teen room and the reading room. So it's more useful for people with their laptops and other things.
So it's just a little bit more Wi-Fi access, that kind of thing, so people can bring their own
Yes,
things
and
in.
space to work.
Yeah.
People really are looking for space to work when they come in.
It's interesting. I go to the University of Mankato, and that library is always used. You know, people aren't looking for books; they're doing homework. They're on their own laptops.
Yeah.
Every nook and cranny in the entire place is used by people needing a quiet place to go and do something, do some work. And I'm sure that same concept is necessary here in Owatonna.
Yes, we also do a lot of helping. We've had people coming in the last couple of years. I need help with my e-reader, my Kindle, my Nook, and we're offering a couple classes again, December 29th, one for Kindle users, one for non-Kindle users. Those are always very popular. We also do a lot of one-on-one helping people with those. Sometimes it just takes that extra pair of eyes to say, oh, I see where it is, or this is what you need to do.
And to learn where to look for those things. Sometimes when you get a new device, you don't know where to look for the information you need. So
that's right. The library's really become a place where people go for help with technology.
That's good. So. Well, I am excited that we do have the e-reader program here in Owatonna, because I know that's something in the cities and in the greater metro, that kind of thing has been available. Talk a little bit about what people can do with their own e-readers.
Sure. We have a program that we've purchased using gift money called Overdrive, and people can go ahead and download books. It won't cost you anything. We've already paid for it. Okay, we keep adding a little bit of money to that, and we do this with all the libraries in the area, so we have a collaboration going on.
That makes sense.
It
does.
Because
there's going to be a lot of Christmas gifts. I think people are going to be getting these e-readers for the holidays.
And that is why we're doing one of these programs in December and another one after the holiday
we
in
have
January.
December 29th and January 26th.
It's a very popular gift.
Get that Christmas present and know how to use it effectively. I think that's what's going to be fun for people.
Yes, and especially with Kindles, we know that you need to set up an Amazon account for that. So just understanding how all those pieces work together. Renee's really does an excellent job with that.
That's exciting. So we have, I'm so excited about the upcoming year. I know that oftentimes the library works really hard at becoming part of the community. I know the first day of school kind of thing, and the events you have. Do you have events coming up for the summer reading program as well?
Oh my gosh, yes. Darla has already ordered the materials for the summer reading program, and she's starting to plan it. She usually gets busy on that and gets it done in January. I know, we just barely finished the last one. So.
Well, Mary Kay, thank you for your time today. And I know if you are interested, you can contact Mary Kay at the library, and you can give more information about any of these programs that you heard here. So we'll look forward to seeing you again soon.
All right, thanks for having me on, Shelley.
Thanks so much. We'll be right back on the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, Ann Plaskanko here from Senior Place. Senior Place has new hours. Mondays and Fridays we're open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Participate in Zumba Gold, Bike Club, table tennis, computer classes, speakers, and much more. Don't forget the Senior Place Partnership Program with 39 businesses giving discounts and incentives with your Senior Place membership card. Membership is only $35 for the year, which comes to just $3 a month to be a member. Consider joining us today.
Effective Monday, October 15th, the clinic main entrance will be closed for construction. Please use our temporary entrance, the dialysis stores, and/or the hospital main entrance. We appreciate your patience during our construction, but at the end, we'll have a pleasant entrance that is larger, warmer, and safe for our patients. Again, starting Monday, October 15th, the clinic main entrance will be closed for construction. Thank you.
Do you know how to safely dispose of your expired or unused prescription and non-prescription medications? Not by flushing them down the toilet or putting them in the garbage. Doing so pollutes our rivers, streams, and drinking water supply. Take it to the box instead for safe, secure disposal. It's easy. Bring your unused medications in their original containers to the drop-off locations listed on the screen and drop them in the Take It to the Box drop box. Proper disposal of unwanted medications keeps them out of the hands of children and out of our environment. This is a message from the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home, and we're proud to serve the Medford and Owatonna areas with cremation and traditional funeral services.
And we're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
We are on location in the Steele County Courthouse with retiring Judge Casey Christian. So nice to have you along, Casey.
Good morning.
And first of all, thank you for all your many years of service to Owatonna and Steele County, not just as a judge, but as assistant county attorney and a policeman in Owatonna as well, going back many years.
It's me that needs to thank the Steele County and Owatonna community for allowing me to have the opportunity to work here.
Let's go back to the beginning. Now, you were a police officer. What year did you first move to Owatonna?
I started as a deputy sheriff with the Steele County Sheriff's Department March 15th of 1975. I have to thank Bernard Sufall for giving me the opportunity, and back in the 70s it was relatively unusual for a county sheriff to hire somebody from outside of the county. It was normally somebody who had worked as a special deputy or part-time for the Sheriff's Department that tended to get the Sheriff's Department openings. But Cap Casperson, Deloyd Casperson, and his wife Bernice with Owatonna Meats, the Ringhofer family, I knew them from growing up in Waterford, where they ran the Waterford meat plant. And they called me and told me there was an opening, so I came down here, took the test, and Bud Sufall hired me.
So were you fresh out of the police academy, or had you worked someplace else prior to that?
Well, I had gone to the University of Minnesota with a law enforcement specialization.
Okay.
It was called Criminal Justice Studies at the time. There was no law enforcement program in any college at the point in time. There was a man by the name of David Cooper who was just the pioneer for law enforcement studies, and I wanted to be a police officer when I went to college. I met with him and he said, get your degree before you start applying for law enforcement jobs. There's going to become a day in this profession where you have to have a college degree to be a policeman, which has of course come to pass. And
but you were in the service before you entered college, were you not?
I finished college
and then went to service.
I went to service with University of Minnesota. I started 2 weeks after high school. I've always been sort of a type A personality that way, I guess. I wanted to get on in life, so I graduated from high school in June and started college at the University of Minnesota. 2 weeks later, I was able to get through college in 3 years instead of 4, so just in time to get my draft notice and my college diploma on the same day.
Okay.
So I then spent 2 years in the Army as a military policeman, basically missed going to Vietnam by 4 days. With my last week of jungle warfare training, our company clerk snuck us orders out in the field stuck us word out in the field that our orders had changed. And
was there celebrating going on?
Yes, there was lots of celebrating going on, and that was late in the war. This would have been in the spring of '73, and they notified us that we'd all be going to correctional specialist school and on to Fort Carson, Colorado, to be prison guards at the stockade at Fort Carson. So I spent my main part of my Army days at Fort Carson as a prison guard.
So how long, when you came to Owatonna, how long were you a police officer?
From March 15th of '75 through August 1st of '79.
Okay.
And I had injured a knee while I was in the service. It was pitching for the company softball team. So, but anyway, when I came back to work here as a deputy sheriff, then my knee collapsed again that first fall. I ended up having a couple of surgeries, and the last one, when I came to, the doctor said, you can't continue in law enforcement. You'll make it a few years, but the knee's too bad. You won't make it through your career. So you look in the mirror and talk to my wife and say, okay, what can you do with one leg? And law was one of the options. So I decided to see if I could pass the test to get into law school. And of course, there are classes that you take now to prepare you to take the law school entrance examination. And I was so naive at that point in time. My thought process was, and it may have been part of the shock, if you will, of not being able to continue doing what I wanted to do, to say, well, I'm going to go take that test cold, and if I don't do well enough to get in, then I don't belong there. So I actually worked the overnight shift with the Sheriff's Department, had my wife drive me up to the University of Minnesota where the test was given, and had her wait in the car while I went in and took the test on without a night's sleep, and I did well enough to get into William Mitchell.
Okay, we guessed what happened.
I graduated from Mitchell, then again in 3 years. I graduated cum laude from Mitchell, and Doug and of course I'd worked here as a deputy and appeared in court on cases with Doug Ruth and Scott Schreiner, and I applied for an opening they had. They agreed to keep it open until I got through with school. Came back and worked with Doug Ruth as county attorney, Scott Schreiner as assistant then. And we were part-time, so we also had a private law practice then from, actually I came here in back in August of 82 and worked with them through June of 1990 and went on the bench then June 19th of 1990 I was sworn in. So it's been a little over 22 years.
So was that your goal from the beginning when you entered law? It was to someday sit on the bench?
My goal was to make a decent living to feed my family and get my kids through school. Getting on the bench was something, I worked as a law clerk for Judge Michael O'Rourke in Hennepin County while I was in law school. And I sort of got the bug then that, okay, I think I can do this. And I think bringing my experience as a prison guard, as a police officer, and then ultimately as a prosecutor to bear on the position helped me immensely. 90% of what you do as a judge is criminal work.
I imagine.
We pretty much, we do very, very little civil work. I probably haven't done, on average, one civil trial, jury trial for 5 years since I've been on the bench. The civil law now generally hires private judges, arbitrators, mediators, to resolve the civil cases. There are just too many criminal cases and too few judges for the civil cases ever to boil to the top to be able to try those.
Would you say that's probably been the biggest changes you've seen in your 22-year run as judge?
Definitely, that's a major change, is the transformation, if you will, of civil law into private, I'll call it private judiciary. You can hire your own judge to hear the civil cases as opposed to trying them in front of the state judge, the state court. Looking
back over your years here in Owatonna, what are you going to remember most about your position on the bench?
Well, number one, I've had amazing staff people both in court administration and probation services over the years. The attorneys in Steele County have been excellent to work with. The attorneys here settle the vast majority of cases between themselves, which makes life on the bench much more bearable. So I have to compliment the attorneys in Steele County for the work they've done over the years, and I appreciate their efforts and their abilities in making my life easier. Staff can either make you look good or make you look bad, and they, for anybody who says you're a good judge, you have to, lay a lot of that at the feet of your staff. And I always say whether you're a good judge or a bad judge always depends on who you talk to on what day.
Oh, day, I imagine, yes.
So always winners and losers.
The main question now, but people are going to be asking you, what now? What are you going to do now that you're retiring?
Well, my last official day as a district court judge is December 31st, and I don't come back to work as a senior judge status until January 3rd. So we'll take a long break and come back as a senior judge, and I'm scheduled to work here in Steele County from June 3rd through, or January 3rd through January 18th. And then I'll take assignments anywhere in the state, actually, as a senior judge. And we plan to do traveling.
So you're not stepping out of it completely then?
Not completely. Okay. I've been authorized to work as a senior judge, and I'll do some of that.
And what about a successor?
Well, the Merit Selection Committee is conducting interviews right here where we are on Thursday, the 6th. And I don't know exactly how many people are being interviewed. I don't have any input
you don't.
into who my replacement is. That's strictly through the merit selection committee process and the governor's appointment.
Well, Casey, again, we want to thank you for all your years of service, and we wish you the best of luck in your semi-retirement.
All right,
Really?
thank you. And again, thank you to the citizens of Steele County, state of Minnesota, for giving me the opportunity to serve here and electing me to this position 3 times over the years. Thank you.
And that's Casey Christian. And for Leanne Alt at the courthouse, I'm Betty Johnson.
Hi, I'm Amy Martinez.
And I'm Adam Martinez, owners of Snap Fitness in Owatonna.
Snap Fitness is a fast, convenient, and affordable fitness center, and we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show. Here at the Owatonna Care Center, we strive to create an atmosphere of community and family. We have many family members who are highly involved in the care of their loved ones and the activities and events that are put on at the facility. There are many opportunities each month for families and residents to gather together for meals and various activities. We feel that it's important to make our residents feel like they are at home, whether they reside here long-term or they're here visiting for a short stay. We welcome community members to stop in at any time to be part of our community.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty. And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna. And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
In 2011, United Way funded programs provided services to over 10,000 Owatonna residents. For the second consecutive year, the vast majority needed help to meet their most basic needs: food, clothing, housing, and safety. United Way of Steele County is able to sustain a safety net of direct services, prepare our children for the future, and provide seniors with support to age in place due to the generosity of our community. Please make a donation to United Way again this year. Our neighbors are counting on us, and we are counting on you.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. It's now time for community events. Remember, if you do have some community events that you would like read right here, make sure you do email us at owatonnatoday@charter.net and let us know what you'd like us to talk about, because this is a great way to get your information out to the community. For example, on Friday, December 21st, the Riverbend Nature Center is going to host its winter solstice celebration. It's going to be come and you can have a chance to eat and celebrate the shortest day of the year. It's going to start around a small bonfire, the program will. There's going to be hot dogs and a vegetable alternative for those of you who don't eat meat, chips, carrots, warm cider. It's going to take place at the Janke Outdoor Amphitheater. It's a short walk behind the main building, and then you'll be able to walk off that meal that night and return to the bonfire, toast marshmallows, and share winter stories. It's a great way to celebrate that epic event for the winter season. $5 per person for those that are members. Non-members are $7. If you do have a child that's under 2, not going to eat, that is free. So check that out. Registration is required by December 19th, so make sure you do talk about that. And of course, dress for the weather. That's this Friday, December 21st. It is that time of year again, and so many people love the smell of a fresh tree in their home. But each year, fire departments respond to an average of 210 structure fires caused by Christmas trees. So make sure you remember to keep your tree watered. Make sure the tree is away from a heating source, at least 3 feet away from any heat source. And then when you light the tree, please don't use candles. It's pretty. I know. It's beautiful. But don't do it. And also turn off the Christmas lights before leaving home or going to bed. And make sure you do get rid of that tree once it starts dropping its needles. Want to make sure your house is a safe one for the holiday season. And we'll see you on Friday right here on the Owatonna Today Show. Have a great day.